The one thing I want to talk about today is being faced with adversity. Being faced with things that aren't the most pleasant, aren't the best thing to have to deal with, because we all have them. We all have situations in family and all types of relationships where you're going to have adversity. Nothing is going to happen smoothly the whole entire time, is it?
Right.
And if you expect that, then you might as well stay in bed. You might as well stay in bed, because that's what builds your character, and that's what builds life, is being faced with things that, require thought, require some type of ingenuity, right? So on the board you can see adversity is the true builder of faith and success. Truth of the matter is, unless somebody gives you something that, makes you appear to be successful, you actually have to build it. You have to have faith in yourself if you have to build it. If someone gives you something, I guess you could say that you don't have to have faith in it because they gave you something. They gave it to you, right? But if somebody gave you something, what else can they do?
Take it back.
They can take it back, right? What is given can be taken away. And it leaves you with one of those sad stories. Oh, something is of value, and you make it seem or appear to someone else as if it's not, so that they give you something. You can take it away for a little to next to nothing. And then if you give it back to them, you sell it to them at a premium. The same thing that you took for them for free, right? That's the same thing in knowledge. If we don't acquire knowledge ourselves about something, and we just depend on someone else to think for us, then we are at their mercy. And then we will be faced with an adversity, an adverse situation, something that is not favorable, uphill climb, roadblock, pitfall, right? All these different things, snares, all these adjectives that can describe an adverse situation. But only if you're prepared to fail at something are you prepared to succeed at the same thing. Now, when I write on the board, only if you're prepared to fail are you prepared for success, someone may read that and say, that's like contradiction, because they don't understand what it actually means. They're not really reading what I wrote on the board. Because you say, oh, how can you be prepared for failure and prepare for success at the same time?
It don't say failure though.
No, it doesn't say failure. That's the key. It doesn't say failure. It says you must be prepared to fail at something. You must be prepared to lose in order to win. Because if you're not prepared to lose at something, if you're not, prepared to fail at something, then you probably won't even try it. You won't attempt it. Because you see somebody say, oh, I'm not going to get in the pool because I can't swim. So why are you at the beach? Right? Why are you in the swimming pool? Some people say, well, I'm at the beach because I just want to tan. Okay. Do you understand those same rays that are tanning your skin will kill you if it's concentrated on you long enough? The same thing that gives life will take it away. The sun gives life, but too much of it will take it. The water, it gives life. Too much of it will take it. If it's in the wrong place, if it's used the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
And it is a life source. When you have a good thing, don't keep it to yourself. That's when you have to be selfless the most. Too many people are so selfish, they don't want to share a good thing with other people. They want people to look at them and say, oh, you're lucky. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I love your car. Your new car is just fabulous. You guys are really doing it. You're really successful. And they don't realize that by making someone else successful and enough people successful at something, in turn allows them to be successful. When you only think of yourself, you end up by yourself. At some point, no one wants to be around you. At some point, the light is shining squarely on you for who you really are. And it may hurt, but it's still the truth, nevertheless. And the truth does hurt sometimes. The truth is not always a beautiful thing. The most beautiful thing about the truth, though, is that story won't change once you have it. Once you truly have it. It's that way. You don't have to try to remember what was said. You know what was said. You know what was done. Right? You can have apprehension, but apprehension is not fear. Apprehension is caution. Proceed with caution. You know, a small triumph is still a triumph, nevertheless. A small increase is still an increase, nevertheless. People sit here and say, I can't stand when I go to work and I got this person to deal with, that person to deal with. But there's some people that don't have that person to deal with. You know why? They don't have a job.
Exactly.
So instead of being appreciative that you even have a job, a place to go to, you're sitting there complaining about it. And I always tell people, if you complain about it, then do something about it. If you're really upset about something, do something about it. Don't sit up there and complain, because you're bringing somebody else down. Somebody else might be real appreciative and now they feel like something else because you keep standing there feeding them all this negativity. I know. There's so much more negativity in this world than there is positivity that it's just the norm to be negative. I told you guys, if you go to a grocery store, if you go to a bank, if you go to anywhere where there's a line, and you just listen instead of worrying about talking to each other all the time, listen to what you hear. I promise you that for every one person that's happy and joyful, I don't care if it's Busch Gardens.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Mine, it should be nothing but fun, right? Somebody's gonna say, I'm always in the slowest line. Man, look at this mess. Or they're gonna talk about something ain't got nothing to do with that Busch Gardens. Did you see Maggie at work today? I'll tell you what, if she come and work one more time, popping that gum, looking like that, or doing this or doing that, I'm gonna say something to her. We can't get on rides, enjoy ourselves. And this is what you wanna talk about? That's what you wanna talk about?